So like basically I got into fighting from more or less my uncles. One of them was fighting consistently and most of them was watching UFC.
Right.
And so from a young age, I was watching UFC. And I was like, yo, this is fire, you know, like, I started training a bit when I was a kid, probably about 9, 10. But it wasn't really for me, so I laid it off a bit until I got a bit older. I realised that hard work is like, it's good, isn't it?
Fact.
When I was a kid, I didn't want to work hard, I just wanted to just get home and play Xbox, you know. But now I realise hard work is good, so I get in the gym. And that's what really got me into it, watching UFC. Seeing people around me fighting, and it just rubbed off on me, you get me?
Yeah.
For me, like, the moment I realised I was actually, like, made, like, good for this fight and stuff, and why I realised I would go far, it all came, like, it just came really natural to me. So before I even started training, I was watching MMA for years. So I was watching UFC for years. So I realised that, like, I picked up a lot of things already. I'm sparring people that have been training for, like, a long time, and I'm getting the better of them. That's what gave me the confidence, because I thought it was gonna be a thing where I'm gonna go to a gym and I get absolutely smashed up instantly. But like, after just a short amount of time, I've already reached a good spot already. I'm an up-and-coming K1 fighter looking to switch to MMA one day, and I'm here to prove the world that I can be certain, and that anyone from anywhere can be certain. Doesn't matter what obstacles you have to face, just do what you do and do it best, you'll make it. I always felt like I was gonna be what I feared, and I was being nothing, you get me? And like, I realised that there was no direction. And that was the last thing I wanted when I was a kid. The most I wanted was to be all over the place, you know, on the billboards. And I feel like I'm actually achieving that now through combat sports, you get me? And like, I feel like with the fighting, I realised that like, I can actually achieve something. Whereas with the weed, it's like, it's hindering me from achieving what I want to achieve. I always grew up wanting to like, be something big, whether that be in football. Even though I wasn't good at football, still wanted to like, be a footballer. I realised that I realized that that was the dream that was gone. And then like that's when I hit that stagnant point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to be anything big, but I always grew up wanting to be like big, wanting my name on posters and sort of stuff. So when I realized that I can't be that, started to find like a place where I'm like, I don't feel happy in myself anymore. And I'll start doing stuff that wouldn't really help, so I'll start smoking. It's more of an escape of like, I can just sit here, do what I want to do, smoke this weed, and then play the game, and I'm like, I gain nothing from that. So when I started combat sports, I realized there's something bigger than just, you know, smoking, getting home, playing games. Like there's something bigger than that. And I realized in myself that this is my chance to actually, you know, achieve my dreams from when I was a kid, wanting to be something big. When I was a kid, I didn't know what it would be, but I just wanted my name on the posters, you get me, on the billboards, you know what I'm trying to say? That's what I wanted. My style is more of like, I'm very confident in there, because I see myself, I see like how I am as a kid, like watching these flashy fighters, like I feel like the way I want to fight, I want to, you know, make other people feel the same way I felt. You know, I want people to, you know, enjoy what I'm watching. I want everyone in the crowd to like be like, oh, you know, this is like crazy sort of thing.
Men landing good body shots.
Question mark kick.
Where as if like, to the average person, an average fight isn't really that exciting. You know, people just being more stagnant, throwing just average stuff like 1-2 leg kick. That's not really gonna get the crowd going. So for me, I feel like I sacrifice more of like the fundamental side of things just to get everyone going, and like I feel like that's how I unlock that's how I win, because I feel like it throws people off, and when I get into that zone of being confident, and I can throw what I want whenever I want to, spinning kicks, front kicks, stuff like that, and start taunting, emoting and stuff. It's like that's when I feel like I've already won the fight, because once I feel like I can do that, I don't feel like I can stop, sort of thing. So I feel like for me, it's like I just want to show the crowd that like this whole fighting thing can be put into like a more fun dynamic, you get me, and not just like a pure like a violent sort of thing, a more fun way of expressing violence. Yeah. If I see myself as a showboater, I would say yeah, because I feel like I'm a fully natural guy in it, so that rubs off me in the ring, where I'm like, if I can, you know, start waving my arms about this and that, first of all, it frustrates the opponent, and it makes me more at ease with the situation. And it makes the crowd go wild, so it's like, for me, it's like, I like doing that sort of stuff, because it adds like a more, you know, fun persona to me, you get me? And I feel like it makes me more of like people start to enjoy me more, you get me? Because I see that I'm such an unserious person. They see an unserious person, but they don't know the serious person when I'm in the gym training, you get me? So it goes both ways, you know what I'm trying to say? For me, growing up skinny was like, it made me think about myself more conscious about myself. So I feel like the people around you make it such a big deal, where like people like grabbing your arm, putting your finger on, you know, you like they grab your arm and do that and sort of stuff. And that makes you more conscious. But like when I first started training, I realized that it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, like when I'm training, fighting's a thing where like, as long as you got the skills, it doesn't matter what else, like how your body is structured, this and that. But before growing up skinny, I feel like you're more of a target, you get me? Someone sees you like, oh, it's skinny, like push him out a bit. And it's even worse being skinny and short, because when you're skinny and short, like, that means you're literally just #1 target, you get me? Like, so it's like, one thing I realised in fighting is that I can like really just like have my own sort of skill set while being skinny. And I feel like with my style of fighting, being skinny helps me more than anything. So it's like, I'm very flexible, I'm very, you know, I throw very like dynamic movements.
Nice uppercut cross from Jordan.
But like, if I'm big and strong and bulky, that won't really work. So I feel like being skinny growing up as more of a curse, and now it's more of a blessing, you get me? I've just recently picked up God in a sense of like, before I didn't really know much. I just knew there was a God, but I never really like cared for it. I didn't really care for it more, sort of. It was more sort of just like, oh, God exists, but what does that really mean, sort of thing. And I feel like with fighting, I've really understood that like, there really is a God, because I'm being pushed. I feel like I'm being pushed by God to do this. You know, I pray before my fights. I feel like every prayer, I feel better when I'm fighting. I feel more confident after prayer, I feel confident. So I feel like I'm here to fight, and I feel like God wants me here to fight. And I feel like right now I could be better with my faith, you know, I could go to church more, could read my Bible more, stuff like that. But I feel like God still hasn't given up on me in that sort of sense, because I'm still winning, I'm still waking up every morning, I'm still training hard, harder than ever.